And so President Trump will begin his meetings with NATO allies coming up on Wednesday, and will meet with President Putin again in Helsinki, Finland, starting on Monday, July the 16th. So let's take a look at just what we have here as we speak tonight with a senior fellow and military expert for DefensePriorities.org, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis. Good evening, Colonel.
Good evening.
Good to have you on tonight, sir. First of all, I note from the report that we just heard about angering our NATO allies. Perhaps that's what the president is doing. The NATO allies have, on more than one occasion, committed to a certain level of defense spending, and they have consistently, with a few exceptions, fallen short of that level of expenditures. That, to me, sounds like it's high time somebody got them angry.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And you know, it really does. It's got to come back to, you know, this whole issue with this burden sharing with NATO, because, you know, if you have security, then everything becomes possible, and you can have much better and stronger economies and better trade relations if you have the security part nailed down. But European countries have gotten too comfortable with the imbalance and then almost expect it to continue on. And, you know, you mentioned just on the other side of the break about, you know, a lot of people are talking about the Article 5 guarantees and will the United States come through, or is that in question? But, you know, I think that we need to focus a little bit more on the Article 3 responsibilities of European nations in NATO. And for those who might not be familiar with that, Article 3 is the clause that says each nation individually and collectively will make sure that it provides its own national defense so that it can defend itself. And that gets to the very heart of this whole 2% number, which, by the way, is a floor. It's not a ceiling by any stretch.
Yeah.
And
they're allowed to spend more.
Exactly. But if they can't even make the floor right now, then they're really not meeting their Article 3 responsibilities. So when you're talking about, you know, responsibilities of the United States, well, if you want us to meet our Article 5 obligations, I think it's appropriate that you meet your Article 3 obligations first. And right now, I don't believe that's happening.